Hello everyone, it's Old Guardian here. Hearthstone Saviors of Uldum reveal season is at full swing, and today we have another 8 new cards, including support for Midrange Taunt Warrior and for Selfharm Warlock. So let's go check out the 8 new cards. The first one is the first pack filler that has been revealed for this expansion. It's Anubisat Warbringer, a neutral common card, 9 mana 9/6 with a death rattle, give all minions in your hand +3/+3. And this card is almost completely worthless. It's a terrible card, it comes very late in the game, it does nothing immediately, it's very slow and useless. And I bet many of you are already thinking, okay, we're going to put it in a deck with Anka, the Buried. And then Anka will change it into a 1/1 that costs 1, and then it can buff all the others with +3/+3. And don't do that, please don't do that. Because then you're putting in a very bad card just for the chance that one legendary card that you can combo it with makes it even acceptable. So yeah, just don't. I guess 1 minute was already too much to spend on that card, so let's move on to the next one. Nefeset Ritualist, a 2 mana 2/3. Battlecry, restore adjacent minions to full health. I'm undecided about this card. To be honest, I think this is a bad card. I don't believe this is going to be good, but I can totally see some uses for it, like there's injured Blade Masters in the game, there's damaged Stegotrons in the game, there's even Moshok Enforcers that are sometimes left alive when they're damaged. But there are significant downsides with everything that you can think of doing with this card. First, let's try to put it in Silence Priest. And no, we don't want to put it in Silence Priest, because Silence Priest is an aggro deck, we want that to be very aggressive, this does not help you do that. So let's not do that. Second, let's build a deck that's based on minions that harm themselves, like the Blade Master and Stegotron. But you want to play them kind of on curve if you play them later on, even together with the Nefeset Ritualist. Stegotron Ritualist on 8 just isn't that great, and meanwhile Ritualist sits in your hand doing nothing, so that's not too great. Let's play this in Lucent Bark Druid. We can restore 5 health and awaken Lucent Bark, but no. Anyone who has played any amount of Lucent Bark Druid knows that healing that heals minions is very bad in that archetype, so no, it's not going there. So let's put this in Combo Priest, and then if they leave a big minion alive, it's damaged but alive, then for 2 mana we can get it to full health so that we can cast Divine Spirit Inner Fire on that. But if that priest deck runs stuff like Mass Resurrection, then we don't want to do that, because we don't want the Ritualist in that Mass Resurrection pool. So while there are several archetypes where you want to play this card, you don't actually want to. This one is really interesting though. Deceased Vulture, a Warlock class minion, it's a beast, 4 mana, 3/5 beast. After a hero takes damage on your turn, summon a random 3-cost minion. And summoning random 3-cost minions is pretty powerful. 3-cost minions are reasonably good. So Blizzard has been trying to push this Selfharm Warlock for some time, and so far they have failed because that idea is bad. But even when you have bad ideas, like Silence Priest is a terrible idea, but even when you have these bad ideas, once you push enough and enough support, you can eventually make them at least tier 2 decks. And in this case, we've got a lot of support for this. Remember Nethersoul Buster, Battlecry gain +1 attack for each damage your hero has taken this turn. That was the previous payoff card for this strategy, and it never really paid off. But now there's 2 payoff cards. We have the standard crystallizers, flame imps to deal some damage to ourselves, we have the hero power. And also, one of the buffs that was made this summer was a buff to Spirit Bomb. Spirit Bomb now costs just 1 mana, deal 4 damage to a minion and your hero. So on 5 you play Deceased Vulture, you Spirit Bomb some opponent's minion, remove their threat, and you spawn a random 3-drop. This is a very zoo-like deck, so maybe it even involves Magic Carpet still. Maybe not, it depends on how many payoff cards there is, how much of the deck is dedicated to this synergy. But yeah, this seems to be what Blizzard wants Warlock to be doing, and I guess we're going to give it a try once the set is out. And what does Blizzard want Warrior to be doing? Well, Warrior is controlling everything and will remain so for the foreseeable future, because this is not a rotation expansion. However, we get Into the Fray, a 1-mana spell. Give all taunt minions in your hand +2/+2. It's hand buff, and hand buff is terrible. But hand buff is better the wider the effect, the cheaper the cost, and the more recurable the effect is. But this is not a recurring effect, this is just a one-time thing, but it does give all taunt minions in your hand the buff. So, alright. Now we have something that we can do on one, and that means that we can curve into some pretty powerful plays later on. You just need to fill your deck with taunt minions, which means that you are not going to be playing control deck, because control decks are very much based on spells. You're probably not playing a pure aggro deck either, because taunt minions are typically very poorly statted to be very aggressive, so it's some kind of a mid-range deck. Into the Fray is going to be complemented by 2 other new cards that were revealed today. There's Infested Goblin, a neutral 3-mana 2/3 taunt that will add 2 1/1 scares with taunt to your hand. So you get some of these taunt totems, you get hand buff synergies. And then there's Frightened Flunky, and this one is interesting. 2-mana 2/2 taunt with a battlecry to discover a taunt minion. So if you play Into the Fray on 1, then you can play a 2-mana 4/4 taunt on 2. And that's going to discover a taunt minion. And with the current card pool, you would have around 24% to discover a specific warrior taunt minion, which means Frightened Flunky or Armadillo. So roughly half of the time you're offered one or the other. So you play these Flunkies, you discover some Armadillos, you start playing some Armadillos, you play 3 Armadillos in a game. Yeah, this is coming together, definitely. Pure aggro is going to have such a hard time playing against Midrange Taunt Warrior. We also got a new Hunt the Secret, fabulous. Pressure Plate, 2 mana, like all Hunt the Secrets. Secret after your opponent casts a spell, destroy a random enemy minion. I like this secret. It's of course meta dependent, secrets are always meta dependent. You pick and choose from the Hunter secret set depending on what's in the meta so that you can best counter it. This can do some nice things. It's not a full counter to Conjurer's Calling. There's that Mountain Giant on the board, Mage casts Conjurer's Calling. This triggers after your opponent casts a spell, so the Mage will have 2 giants and then one of them will die. Well, at least it does something against that. But let's say you have an opponent who's trying to have a big minion and trying to attack with that, they play Blessing of Kings on it, it dies, or even a combo priest. They just want to go in with those Divine Spirits and Inner Fire, but oh no, there is a Pressure Plate and the minion dies. So there are several scenarios where Pressure Plate is a good secret. Whether it's a good secret to put into your deck in the new expansion completely depends on whether those scenarios are scenarios that see play. Overall, a nice addition to the Hunter secret package. And finally, we have Wasteland Assassin, a 5-mana 4/2 minion with stealth and reborn. So when it dies, there's going to be a 4/1 stealth on the board. I haven't quite made up my mind about this card. I think it looks pretty strong, but also what deck would really want to play it? Like Jungle Panther looks pretty strong, 3-mana 4/2 beast with stealth, but it doesn't see any play. This one costs 2 more mana, but it has reborn, so a single board clear, Dino-Matic or Hellfire or something, it only wipes the first one, there's still another one left in stealth. And then there's the Matter of the Paladin quest, making mummies. Play 5 reborn minions, reward with Emperor Wraps. Emperor Wraps summon a 2/2 copy of friendly minion, so you have your Wasteland Assassin, you make 2/2 Wasteland Assassins, and you just have an infinite flood of 2/2 stealth minions that then become reborn into 4/1 stealth minions. So if you're looking for infinite value, making mummies Wasteland Assassin, that's pretty much it. Wasteland Assassin is so hard to get rid of. But is that infinite value fast enough, or will you just die to a board full of mountain giants on the way? Either way, I think this is a very interesting card at the least. That's all for today, and more cards are coming again tomorrow, and I will be reviewing them as they come. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the show, please click the like button and subscribe to my channel for more.